Hello. In my experience, I have noticed that success is not a one-way street. Success is not measured by just one indicator. Success can be measured through various indicators. And people define success based on what their vision and aspirations are. So it is important that we do not hoist our measures of indicators of success on people. When I was growing up, I really wanted to be a teacher. When I became a teacher, I thought I had been successful. So for me, this was great. In the past week or two, there has been a national, brouhaha about our young sister and daughter, Richlove Oduro, and comments that he is purported to have made a couple of years ago. In conversations, context is always important. I listened to that video when it was made. For me, I thought it was a moment of pride where students who got opportunity to have their schools represented in the National Maths and Science Quiz were bragging. Those who didn't get their schools represented also had to brag. In actual fact, I went to Yejide Secondary Technical School. I'm not sure we have featured in the National Maths and Science Quiz before. So when my boys went to Presec, I almost always supported Presec. And it felt as if I had gone to Presec. My boys didn't compete. So during that era of intense competition and rivalry, people say things. That is the context within which Richlove made her comment about the fact that, look here, the National Maths and Science Quiz is a show. And indeed, it's a show. It's a show of the prowess of people who have learned science, maths, if you like, STEM generally. And there, we try to celebrate the young scientists and to encourage them. I tell you, the competition has successfully inspired many young people to study science and to want to be on that platform. I currently work with a young man who in 2014 was on that platform, he came from Kumasi High, okay, and he was on that platform. And I can see how brilliant the young man is. So yes, the National Maths and Science Quiz is a brilliant contest. I have had the opportunity to comment on that and to say, could we extend that energy beyond the contest and to do a lot more things for the young people who we discover through this contest? In fact, I've always been passionate about it, even though I'm not a scientist in this context, and a scientist in this context. But I think that we should understand the young lady when she says this is a show and my school is, she had to brag about something. Please, the young people have to have something to brag about. For those who get to enter the A schools and whatever, they have something to brag about. I went to Yejide Secondary School, and I tell you, my secondary school is the best secondary school on earth. You don't want to believe it? You can go and hack the electric pole or transformer. Why? Because I went to Yejide Secondary School. And when I came to Legon I went to training college, and when I came to Legon to do diploma and to do degree, the people who came from all those big schools, I beat all of them. So what indicator of success are you using to measure whether my Yejide Secondary Technical is a good school or not a good school? So let's understand this young lady. And then I see that the competition or the conversation has gone into something much more weird, where even at this early stage, we are seeking to compare two young ladies One that contested through this important contest and ended up in Harvard. And another that didn't go through that but ended up studying computer science in UCC and has taken a hobby along with her. In one of my videos, I talked about how we can make our children acquire skills apart from their studies. And when I saw this young lady with this camera, and I've always been loving to have a great big camera, I bought smaller ones and I lost them. So when I saw this lady doing this, I was really excited. And I've been thinking that I have a young girl, I want to help, I want to encourage my daughter to take up something like that, so that they can use their time much more, productively. But to jump to that point where we are already comparing somebody doing photography and takes me even to another conversation. The conversation where those of us who wear tie and uniforms and go to work from Monday to Friday from 8 to 5 p.m. think that we have really arrived. Really. And I say it all the time. The salary that I earn, somebody makes it in just a twinkle of an eye by the snap of a hand, the fingers. Why? Because they do things that are more needed by society and they make money. So my view is that this context energized and intensified, argument during the competition should be allowed to stay during the competition era of periods. Beyond those competitions, I think we should all put our energies together to help the young people who compete and those who don't compete to be able to put themselves to good use. If we have a medical doctor, all the good, because we will need them to train or to take care of us. If we have a nurse, all the good, because we need them to take care of us in our hospitals. If you have a teacher like me, Teacher Baole, all the good, because we need them to stay in our universities and teach our kids. If we have photographers, all the good, because they will take images like the one that I'm doing, and they would also take memorable images for us. If we have people who are farmers, all the good, because they would put food on our table. If others decide that they want to be politicians, it's all the good, because we need people to steer our affairs. So in every sphere that somebody finds themselves, I think the defining indicator for such people is to see whether these people are actually content with what they are doing or not. And if people are content with what we are doing, we should spur them on. I made a video recently about young people, the way we treat young people. The internet is extremely bullish. And when young people see themselves being the topic for discussion, and it's not for good, but it's for bad, it has the capacity to actually dampen them and to really, really hurt them. Young people are not that. Even for us adults, when you find a video on social media attacking you, you are not careful, you won't sleep that night. So please, let's allow our young people to be young people. Even as adults, we make mistakes in our judgment and the things we say. So if young people say things, I think it should be let to be as that, so that our society can grow into a healthy society where young people can be supported to be who they want to be. If you go to many countries, people value skills, people value vocational skills. And because of that, these countries are better built than us, who rattle the white man's English and often do not have much to contribute. Sometimes, the higher we have had education, the better thieves we have become. Let our society be really, really humane towards young people. Thank you very much. As always, this is Professor Justice Baole, aka Teacher Baole. I love to be a teacher. You won't give me anything to take that away from me. See you in my class next time. Bye.